so Atlanta will get the first possession. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Teague and Korver in the backcourt, and it's Carroll in at the 3, the small forward.
Reggie Jackson at 6'3" and just a little north of 200 lbs. Has a 7-foot wingspan, almost a 7-foot wingspan. Tremendous size and can guard either guard position. He's also an excellent rebounder for a combo guard. You just love what he brings to the table at the defensive end of the floor.
Here is Korver. Teague with a clean look. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
You know, the defense didn't exactly try to fight around that screen, and that's why it turned into the easy basket.
Inside, poked away, and the jam by Kevin Durant.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
Well, that's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
And Jackson maybe not quite as explosive as Westbrook, certainly, Steve, but the Thunder have been better with him defensively.
Well, he's a little bit less prone to gambling. I think, Westbrook is always going to look to attack Jackson, maybe trying to make wiser decisions defensively, take away the little things without getting himself in trouble by playing passing lanes.
And Westbrook throws it down hard.
Yeah, nice fast break from start to finish, guys.
Especially on the back end. I mean, he polished it off perfectly.
Right wing. Carroll kicks to Korver. Feeds it to Teague. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Into Horford. That's good, and so Teague with the assist.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
Westbrook against Teague. Westbrook passes to Durant. Westbrook dishes to Durant. It's good from about 19 feet.
Looks like he might be on his game today, Clark.
For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Teague kicks to Carroll. Back to Teague. Sinks the 15-footer.
Yes,
Oklahoma City trailing. Outside Westbrook. Perkins. And he banks in the lane.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
Korver, no luck. Thunder have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. It's Durant with the drive. Perkins, the pass to Westbrook. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Durant dishes to Jackson. Just 5 to shoot. Floats one up, and that one's good. Jackson's got his first basket. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Teague kicks to Korver. Clock at 6. He feeds it to Millsap. Korver passes to Horford. Carroll with the 3. That's good. Carroll's got himself on the board with 3 there.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Jackson kicks to Perkins. Back to Jackson. Outside Westbrook. Lets the 3 fly. They get it back. The Hawks leading. The 3 from Korver. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka.
He's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
That's good.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here.
Here's Teague. Following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Kicks to Carroll. Outside Teague. The high post shot. Again, the Hawks score. Oklahoma City has gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
When you face the Oklahoma City Thunder, one of the things defensively that you have to prioritize is keeping them out of transition. This team is long and athletic, and if they get out in the open court, you're in big trouble.
Here's Teague, following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Into Millsap, and the layup's good off the glass.
And the lead goes right back over. This is a seesaw affair.
The game's there for the taking, but neither team seems to want it.
Westbrook dishes to Jackson. Ibaka sets the pick for Jackson. He kicks to Ibaka. From past the arc, Jackson misses. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Into Horford. That's good, and so Teague with the assist.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Now here's Westbrook. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
Pass to Korver. Back to Teague. Shot clock at 6. All sorts of time. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find some, you're right. Westbrook kicks to Perkins. The drive by Jackson. No luck. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I had a chance to talk with head coach Mike Budenholzer. We talked about their strategy on how to contain Russell Westbrook, and he told me that Russell's at his best in the open floor. To counteract that, they'll try to make sure they get back on defense in a hurry and limit his chances to get out in transition and start setting up his teammates or throwing down dunks. Neither is a good option for them.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Adams, he's checked in for Perkins.
Hard out there. Go on, show your appreciation for the Thunder Girls.
Millsap has the open look, and the rejection by Ibaka. Ahead. Here's Westbrook. That's good. Westbrook's got 8 points.
Well, he's found his game and his rhythm this quarter. He's gotten into a nice groove.
Korver passes to Teague. Dishes it to Millsap. Good on the baseline, Jay. Millsap's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Man, a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
Westbrook dishes to Durant. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. A different look for Oklahoma City. Collison comes in for Serge Ibaka. And Anthony Morrow subbed in for Jackson. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Harold Antich, he's checked in for Horford. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Damari Carroll. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Kyle Korver. Now here's Teague. He has 6. It's rebounded by Durant.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
And they call an illegal screen here.
Yeah, good call there. You could tell he was moving into the defender when he tried to set the screen.
Yeah, lowered that shoulder, dipped right into him, too. I mean, he was going to be called on that foul either way.
And the Hawks making a change here. Schroeder's checked in. The Hawks leading by 3. Well, Kevin Durant certainly had one of the most memorable nights in the NBA last season, Steve. Dropping the 54 points on national TV. He really looked unstoppable in that game in particular.
Yeah, that was against the Warriors back in January. That was a career high for him. And, you know, Golden State tried every trick in the book, and they have good defenders on the wing, but didn't seem like anything they tried worked that night.
Right side, Westbrook. Outside for Durant. The 3. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists in the game. Atlanta's gone just 1 of 4 from 3-point range here in the first.
And with Durant and his 54-point explosion, I mean, you really get to see just how unstoppable he can be when he's hitting like that. I mean, nobody can guard him.
Here's Schroeder, and Antic gets it to go. And the Hawks lead by 4.
Boy, this game is off to a terrific start.
No doubt, on both sides, high-octane offense.
And stolen by Scott. Here's Schroeder. Scott kicks to Cephalosha. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. The dish to Bazemore. Here's Schroeder. No good from outside.
And a final thought on Durant's 54-point night. It was just the multitude of ways that he scored that was most impressive. He didn't get them all from deep or at the free throw line. He was hitting tough fadeaways and attacking the rim to get those points.
Now here's Westbrook. 8 points for him. Cephalosha with it. Pass to Schroeder. To the left wing. Bazemore passes to Schroeder. Now the feed to Bazemore. Cephalosha dishes to Bazemore. Just 3 to shoot. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Durant's got 4 rebounds in this game. There's a minute 47 left here in the opening quarter. Outside Westbrook. Nice D from Scott.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
Schroeder kicks to Antic. There's the killer two-handed slam. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. Lamb is checked in for the Thunder.
Appreciation for the Thunder Girls.
.127 left in the first quarter of the game. He dishes it to Adams. Pass to Morrow. Puts it up from 17. Durant. That's good. Durant's got 9. The Hawks leading by 4. Atlanta calls timeout.
Well, supposedly, Kevin Durant, a.k.a. KD, enjoys playing NBA 2K prior to every game as a way to loosen up and kind of as an informal scouting report for the other team. That guy just soaks up all the basketball he can get. Keep listening, KD, and keep playing.
The pass to Bazemore. Feeds to Schroeder. Now here is Cephalosha. Not a lot of room. Shot clock at 6. Here's Bazemore. Buries it from three-point range. Bazemore's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. There's a screen. Lamb passes to Durant. And Durant gets double teamed. Morrow, that's a 2-pointer. Gets a very good look and converts. Morrow's got his first 2 points.
You know, that's how you do it, guys. I mean, he passed his way out of the double team and into an easy basket.
Scott gets it to Bazemore. Down low, stolen by Durant. Again, the Thunder score. Here's Bazemore. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Hawks lead by 3. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter.
How does it feel?
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And when you consider how Atlanta is doing, Steve, Clark, your thoughts?
It's been beautiful basketball to watch, guys. Really sharing and moving the ball, and as a result, they've got a great flow going.
Hand in glove, 5 guys working as one. The power of the fist, we call it. They've racked up a bunch of assists.
Thunder trailing by 3. And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So for Oklahoma City right now, Ibaka and Collison, the duo inside. Lamb and Durant are the long athletic wings. And it's Jackson in at the point. So it's the Thunder now. Ibaka dishes to Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. The wide open look for Durant. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And that's 13 points for Kevin Durant. Now the Hawks were in a bit of transition last year, that phase of their development. But one area that they really struggled was getting wins on the road.
And that's always hard to do. They were very average away from home this season, right in the middle of the playoff pack.
Here's Jackson after the made shot from Jeff Teague. The shot misses.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Gentlemen, Scott Brooks is very close with his star, Kevin Durant, but that doesn't mean he gets any free perks at KD's restaurant in Bricktown. Brooks said, I get nothing. I mean, give me a dessert, the peach cobbler, something, a sweet tea. You know, this guy's cheap. That's one thing about KD. For 7 straight years, he's been cheap. Kevin, over to you.
He stays consistent, Doris. Very efficient. Thank you.
And with Atlanta on the road, they didn't really play too terribly, but they just didn't close out games away from home when they needed to.
Thunder trailing by 3. Left side Durant. On the wing, Jackson. Back to Durant. Looking for Ibaka. He gets it there. The jump hook. It's rebounded by T.
You know, winning on the road is often about the little things, and that's where Atlanta came up a bit short last year and why they ended up with only 14 road wins, the lowest of any playoff team in the East.
Now here's Millsap after the miss from Serge Ibaka. Outside Teague. Drains the three-pointer. Teague's got 11 points.
Seems like guarding him on the perimeter is not a priority for this defense, but it will become one if he continues to knock them down.
Ibaka sets the pick for Durant. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Here is Korver. Picked by Horford. Outside Teague. He feeds it to Korver. Right at the free throw line. That's good. Now here's Jackson. Kicks it to Ibaka. To the paint. That one's in there. The Hawks lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Durant.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
A nice shot by Teague. Teague's got 7 now in this quarter.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
Jackson kicks to Durant. Right side, Collison. Lamb passes to Collison. Outside, Jackson. High, arcing shot, Collison. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
Millsap kicks to Cephalosha. Here's Horford, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish.
And the Thunder with some changes. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Collison. Perry Jones comes in for Kevin Durant. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Jeremy Lamb. And a change for the Hawks. Damari Carroll's checked in for Thabo Cephalosha.
Al Horford saw last season come to an end after completely tearing his right pectoral muscle. This only 2 years after a similar injury to his left pectoral. And such a terrific player, you certainly hope he can find a way to stay healthy.
That's good, and the Atlanta lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Jackson.
Broke out the finger roll, guys. That was kind of a stylish finish.
Here is Korver. He kicks it to T. Pulls it from the elbow. Kept alive. Horford passes it to Millsap. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Thunder have gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. And Horford, the Hawks' longest tenured player, Clark, probably their best player when you take a look at their entire roster. They're a different team with him healthy.
No denying that, Kevin. And with the new front office revamping the roster, going for more financial flexibility, he's the talent they've chosen to build the team around.
It will go down, and the Hawks' lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Jackson. The Hawks shooting a smooth 58% from the field. Everything going according to plan for them on that end. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. Oklahoma City on D. Millsap kicks to T. It's stolen by Ibaka.
Well, that's not been a typical possession for them in this first half. You know, for the most part, they've been pretty smart with the ball.
Westbrook dishes to Perkins. Trying to get open is Ibaka. Off the left rim and out.
Can't get a much better look than that, though.
Sure can't. Not one you'd expect him to miss there.
Korver passes to Horford. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys. So that's a free basket right there.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
And the Hawks making a change here. Payne's checked in. Thunder trailing by 5. Left side, Westbrook. Outside for Jackson. Dishes it to Jones. Pass to Westbrook. Lets the 3 fly. That is good. Westbrook's got 11 points.
Now, they're not showing too much respect for him defensively, are they?
Here is Korver. There's the dish to T. And there's the feed to Payne. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got 3 assists now in this one. Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
Adrian Payne, a senior forward out of Michigan State, 6'10", got a 7'4" wingspan. You like his combination of length and shooting range. Started playing the game late, but really developed in his time with the Spartans. His shooting stroke in particular.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone 8 of 12 since the start of the second quarter. That's a really high percentage, hitting around 67%. Jackson kicks to Westbrook. And he uses the glass on the layup. Westbrook's got 5 points now this quarter. You and I called a lot of this guy's games in college. Adrian Payne from Michigan State has overcome his share of adversity, certainly losses in his family, and he dealt with mononucleosis during last season.
Yeah, and considering all of that, Kevin, it's quite impressive he was able to play as well as he did, but he's made a habit of overcoming challenges, and anytime you can work through adversity, it's got to help you as a pro.
Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
Westbrook dishes to Jones. Pass to Jackson. Here's Perkins, and a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Perkins got it all tied up now for the Thunder. Here is Korver, guarded by Jackson. Ibaka against T. Inside. That's good from Payne on the assist by T. Payne's got his second basket of the game.
You know, when he's in that tight with that kind of height advantage over the defender, that's going to be a pretty easy play for him.
Jackson passes to Westbrook. Back to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Payne grabs the board. The Hawks shooting 59% up to this point. They're working for great shots, and they're hitting them. Here's Teague, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Jeff Teague, one of the quickest and most elusive point guards in the NBA. He's incredible in transition, and where he's really improved is in the half court. He's figured out how to carve up defenses off the dribble.
And Teague, a top-tier penetrator, a nice teardrop in the lane.
And he's an improved passer too, Kevin. I like the confidence he's starting to play with now. Getting into the lane, he's elite when it comes to the assist-turnover ratio that point guards are measured by. And he continues to expand his offensive game as well.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Morrow comes in for Reggie Jackson. Harold Antich, he's checked in for Atlanta. Ken Bazemore comes in for Kyle Korver. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Jeff Teague signed a 4-year, $32 million deal with the Hawks going into last season. And with the departures of some of their other star players, they decided to put the ball in his hands to run their more free-flowing offense, and he delivered in a great way.
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
And Jeff Teague's shooting percentages, Steve, falling quite a bit last season.
Yeah, but he compensated by getting to the free throw line about twice as often. You know, and that's part of expanding your game. You're going to see some improvement in some areas and maybe regression in others, but he's got to just continue to work. He has a chance to be an excellent point guard in this league.
And he can't get the first one.
Perry Jones, back at Baylor, once considered a top prospect, 6'11", rangy athlete with some guard skills. I think his stock has maybe fallen a little bit, but the Thunder took a flyer on him late in the first round back in 2012. Still a work in progress, but plenty of potential.
Dennis Schroeder, he's checked in for Jeff Teague. Good on the second free throw. And Perry Jones, Clark, has the makings of a dangerous face-up four.
Yeah, he sure does, Kevin. I mean, his shooting is much improved in year 2 in the league. His rebound rate is left a bit to be desired at this point, but I think he's going to have to up the rebounding total to get more consistent minutes.
That's just a case of two teammates working perfectly together, one setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Outside Westbrook. Stolen by Schroeder. Pass break here. Here come the Hawks.
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun. Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And I love the penetration because we're seeing a team that's attacking the lane, forcing the defense to collapse, and you're going to see some easy points as a result.
Here's Schroeder. He dishes it to Bazemore. Another three for Atlanta.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. The defense hasn't been able to set up.
And here now the Thunder. They trail by 9 points. Here's Morrow out to the right wing. Here's Perkins. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
And that assist earned him a little nod from his teammate after the basket.
Schroeder kicks to Payne. Here's Hontic. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
He was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
Here's Morrow. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points, really. Nobody paid him any mind there.
Schroeder kicks to Hontic. Here's Bazemore. He's got 8. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Pero Antic, nice find from the Atlanta Hawks last season. He signed as a rookie free agent, but he's a veteran with over a decade of professional experience in Europe. Also a captain of the Macedonian national team.
And Clark, talking about Hontic, 6'11", 260, plays smart D, and can space the floor from three-point range.
Yeah, he shot around 33% from the three-point line last season. If he can keep that up, I think with his size, there's a place for him here in the NBA shooting it like that.
Durant's checked in for Oklahoma City. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Scott's checked in. And he sinks the second.
Well, if any team had the opportunity or the excuse to pack it in and call it a year, it was the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, they lost their star player for the season, but still found a way to fight through and make it into the playoffs in a very tough division.
What an excellent performance from the field for him.
And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, the Atlanta Hawks, a team that looks to spread the floor with shooting. Coach Mike Budenholzer said we don't want to just be a three-point shooting team. We want to get to the rim first. By creating that space, we give our guards and our bigs a chance to attack. If the paint is taken away, we'll look for our shooters. Good strategy, Kevin.
Coach Bud coming from San Antonio, Doris. The Hawks trying to create that same kind of spacing. Now here's Durant. 19 points in the game. Offensive rebound. Here's Adams. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. Here's Schroeder. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Durant's got 5 rebounds tonight. And realistically, guys, the Hawks never were going to do anything in the East, as the Pacers and Heat were the class of the conference. But, Steve, they established a winning environment in a year when they really could just, just glide it on by.
Yeah, and they gave Indiana all they could handle in that first round, too, Kevin. I think it's important to establish the style of play, which Mike Budenholzer did, and now you build off that, and you continue to grow as an organization.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Here's Bazemore. Up and in on the layup. Bazemore's got 7 points for the quarter. From midcourt. And we're through 2 here and a good one. Hawks ahead. They're up by 4. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Scott, early on, you found yourself trailing and trying to make up that ground. What effect does playing from a deficit have on this group?
Well, it's not good, but we're just fighting. I thought we did a better job of really attacking and looking for each other. We got to continue to do that, Doris.
Coach, thank you so much. Over to you guys.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime. And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. If you're just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And we're ready to get going once more. The players have got Chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
Here's Westbrook.
Thunder head coach Scott Brooks really consistent with his message. It's all about defensive commitment and trusting your teammates at that end of the floor.
And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. On the wings, Korver and Carroll. And it's Teague in at the 1 spot. 4 on the shot clock. Rebounded by Korver. Korver's got 5 rebounds tonight. You talk about Scott Brooks' defensive focus. He played 11 years in the NBA as a 5'11" point guard, Steve. You'd better believe he had some toughness.
Oh, he was nasty. He would pick you up full court. And, you know, there was a great stat about him when he played. He went 5 consecutive seasons where he had more steals than turnovers. So it shows you about Scott Brooks.
So here's Westbrook after the made shot from Jeff Teague. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
A tough call there on that illegal screen.
He didn't look set to me, Steve. I thought that was a good call.
Here is Korver. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Teague a screen on Jackson. Korver dishes to Teague. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Horford. A stupendous finish in traffic. Horford's got 11 points. Thunder trailing by 8. Westbrook passes to Ibaka. Westbrook kicks to Jackson. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Durant, no good. Hawks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Korver dishes to Teague. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. Now Westbrook, 17 points in the game. Here's Perkins, and count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for 1 more.
That's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
If you just look at the numbers, you are not seeing the real impact of Kendrick Perkins. I mean, he is just this mountain at the rim as a protector of the paint. It really makes it hard for opponents to get easy shots because of his presence.
You know, Steve, with Perkins, the defense at the rim might be the best thing he brings to the table. He is a solid defensive player for sure all around, but his ability to make life miserable on inside shots is special.
Well, I think he's one of the elite low-post defenders in the league. You know, when he has to go against the big scorers down on the block, whether it's Tim Duncan or Hibbert, he does as good a job as anybody because of his strength and his intelligence, just understanding what he's facing night in and night out.
Here's Westbrook after the made shot from Jeff Teague. Horford with the block.
Well, they need a shot or two to fall here soon. They're only 1 of 4 since the break.
Here is Korver. Back to Teague. Right side Teague. Just 5 on the clock. No one covering. And now a 12-point Atlanta lead.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
Al Horford, the Dominican big man, won 2 titles with that great University of Florida team, actually back-to-back titles in 06 and 07. You really love his skill level. There's not much he can't do. He gets up and down. He's a terrific passer, and his mid-range jumper is spot on.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. His message to them was all about getting high percentage shots and having the crisp ball movement on the perimeter that it takes to get those shots. He also wants to see a patient offense, work for the shot, move the ball around, and as he told them, quote, if you don't see a good shot, find someone who does. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
And as always, Doris, thank you. And Steve, for Horford, consistently a threat from mid-range. It's curious that he has struggled at the free throw line the last couple seasons.
Yeah, it must be something mental, because you think about what a good shooter he is from the outside. Some people have even thought maybe he should shoot threes from time to time. But the free throw line struggles, that's something that's bothered a lot of people over the years, and usually it's a mental block of some sort.
Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Here is Korver. He has 7. Millsap attacking. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Millsap's got 6.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost them.
Teague with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. There's the pass to Korver. To the right side. Outside Teague. Shot clock at 6. Again, the Hawks score.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And that one's good. 22 points for Kevin Durant.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Here is Korver, guarded by Jackson. To the right side. Here's Millsap, banked in off the glass. Millsap's got 8.
Well, it's kind of been the story here today, hasn't it, Clark?
Outside Jackson. 17-foot shot on the way. Jackson can't get that one to fall. Korver passes to Teague. Feeds to Korver. No one near him. And it's Durant with the rebound. Durant's got 6 rebounds in the game. There's the 3. And the Thunder another 3.
As long as they keep spraying them from deep, we're going to have ourselves one exciting finish.
Well, it took them a while, but they're finally starting to get some rhythm offensively on the outside.
Now here is Horford. He's got 11. Stolen by Jackson. 3 on 3. Here's Westbrook. Good on the shot, and it shaves the lead to single digits. Westbrook's got 19 points.
He's done a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're going to come back and win.
Horford with a screen on Westbrook. T kicks to Korver. Here's Horford. Kendrick Perkins pulls it in.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now here's Teague. 23 points in the game. Millsap sets the pick for Teague. He feeds it to Millsap. Teague against Westbrook. And he gets it to go. 25 points for Teague.
And there it is again. That's where their points have been coming today, from the low post.
And even under pressure in tight, they've maintained their concentration and converted their opportunities.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
Well, just too many easy buckets, you know, in and around the paint. So he wants to put a stop to it. His timeout is going to be used to try to tighten up the defense.
Guys at this level, they won't miss often if you keep giving up looks inside, and they're paying for that right now. Good timeout here.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Nick Collison's checked in for Perkins. And it's Lamb in there for Reggie Jackson. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Atlanta. Now here's Westbrook. He's got 19. From deep. That one's in there. The Hawks lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Lamb. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Over the last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Scott Brooks said to his team. He said their plan was run their offense through Kevin Durant. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on each and every possession. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you very much.
Very little success for him behind the arc today. Just 1 3-pointer in the first half and still none in the second. Well, you look at Jeremy Lamb, physically 6'5", almost a 7-foot wingspan. Jumps well. He's got all the tools to be special at both ends of the floor.
And for Lamb, really the only physical knock is that he needs to continue to get stronger, get friendly in that weight room. He's still under 200 pounds, and his high center of gravity means he can tend to get pushed around a little bit, but that's nothing that strength won't eliminate. So the weight room has to be his friend.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Adams checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. And Jeremy Lamb, Steve, sort of a late bloomer. He didn't become a starter until his senior year, in fact, in high school.
Yeah, he was lightly regarded, and even in his 2 seasons at UConn, he battled inconsistency at times, but, solid start to his NBA career. Good size and length and shooting ability.
Thunder trailing by 8. Outside Westbrook. Millsap against Collison. Here's Durant. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. And that's now 27 points for Kevin Durant.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
It's tipped. Here's Lamb. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And now just a 4-point Hawks lead.
Feels like a flip has been switched at halftime because both teams now really getting after it.
And it's been a fun half of basketball, Steve.
Teague kicks to Millsap. Over to the wing. Sefolosha dishes to Korver. Millsap passes to Sefolosha. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. The feed to Millsap. 4 on the shot clock. Can't get it to go. Great D that time from Collison. Some firepower, Clark and Steve, from this offense.
Yeah, Kevin, how about the air of confidence? I mean, they really look like they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, a little swagger here from this team. They're in a nice groove.
Here is Korver. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Millsap a screen. Here is Korver. He's got 7. Outside Teague. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Oklahoma City's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. And Adams kicks to Collison. Adams against Horford. Adams dishes to Westbrook. It's good. This game is all even. Westbrook's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Guys, he's one of the main reasons this game is tied up. I mean, he's done his part to keep them in it.
T kicks to Sefolosha. Passes to Horford. Sefolosha with it. Guarded now by Durant. And he gets it to go. 13 points for Horford.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Now here's Durant. He's got 29 points. And that one's good. Adams has got the game tied up here for the Thunder.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
Outside Teague. Kicks it to Sefolosha. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got 6 assists now in the game.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
Kept alive.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
Corver. And he gets the bucket. And it's a 4-point Hawks lead.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
No, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Westbrook with a wide open look. Another miss by Westbrook. Atlanta's gone 7-15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. T kicks to Horford. There's the screen. The three from Corver. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Collison up top. The kick out to Westbrook. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. This is his first free throw of the game.
And how about the work last season from the free throw line? He shot about 83%.
Yeah, that's a great asset to have, guys, for any team. Coming down the stretch in close games, you got a guy who's confident and very good at the line. When he steps up there, you feel good about it.
Anthony Morrow's checked in for Lamb. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Payne, he's checked in for Horford. Mike Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Kyle Korver. And it's Dennis Schroeder in for T. Now here's Payne. He's covered by Collison. Schroeder passes to Bazemore. Great D that time from Westbrook. The third quarter comes to a close. Hawks lead by 4. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And a moment here to look back at our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, no question, this was going to be the winner. Just take a look at the expertise he shows on this pass. Perfectly timed and beautifully placed.
The Hawks leading by 4. Ran outside at the 3 with Ibaka playing the power forward. Anthony Morrow out there with Jackson. And it's Collison in at the 5 down low. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder.
So the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Well, they're getting into the paint with their penetration, and it's really been key for this club.
Well, they've also really been down in with their jump shot. I mean, they have not missed much from mid-range today. Hawks coach Mike Budenholzer grew up around the game. His father coached high school and college basketball for 25 years, and Mike got into coaching pretty much immediately after graduating from college. Sounded like a guy who knew what he wanted to do.
And Atlanta has possession. The Thunder making the shot. Scott dishes to Schroeder. Here's Bazemore. He kicks to Carroll. 6 to shoot. No good from outside. Thunder trailing by 5. It's Jackson with the drive. Takes a 3. Atlanta with the rebound. Payne's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Here's Schroeder, guarded by Jackson. Carroll kicks to Schroeder. Hawks passing it around. Dishes it to Bazemore. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. And the Hawks lead by 8.
You know, tired legs can affect you at the defensive end, and I think that's what's happening right here.
I agree, because as much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
Durant, that's good.
Yeah, he's been the key cog in their offense with the way he shot the ball.
His percentage today beyond impressive. Certainly not his fault the score is what it is.
Here's Schroeder. Outside, Scott from downtown. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Outside, Jackson. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. The three. That one's in there. The Hawks lead is cut down now to just 3 in the bucket for Morrow.
He's too dangerous a shooter to leave alone behind the arc.
Pass to Payne. The dish to Bazemore. Pass to Schroeder. Feeds it to Bazemore. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Bazemore's got 5 points now this quarter.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
Atlanta leading by 5. Here's Schroeder. He dishes it to Bazemore. The pass to Schroeder. He feeds it to Scott. Lays it up and banks it in.
And that bucket adds to what's been a big differential in points in the paint between these two teams.
Defensively, the intensity just hasn't been there. They've got to pick up the pace.
He's playing selfishly now, guys. He's just trying to get as many shots up as he can. Doesn't look at all concerned about his teammates.
Here's Schroeder. Outside, Scott. And there's the feed to Carroll. And Durant sends it back. The drive by Jackson, and the basket good.
Well, you don't expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
For Atlanta, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Atlanta calls timeout.
Well, he looks like he wants to toy around with some of their sets and matchups here.
You know, I don't think you can afford to go through a whole game doing the same thing over and over, and you have to be able to adjust on the fly, just like he's doing here.
Perkins is checked in for Oklahoma City. Jeremy Lamb comes in for Anthony Morrow. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Al Horford is checked in for Payne. Millsap comes in for Scott. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Teague in for Schroeder. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
Now here's Millsap after Jeremy Lamb's miss. The 11-footer, and the shot is long.
Even that close to the hoop, when you see that kind of defense, I think you got to move the ball back out to the perimeter.
On the wing, Jackson. Outside Durant. Shoots it up. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. 33 points for Kevin Durant. And here is Teague. Teague left side. Passes it to Millsap. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here.
They had no choice but to lunge for that pass to stop it from getting through.
Well, that was a good job. It could have been a quick bucket if he doesn't knock it out of bounds there.
Six to shoot. Kicks to Carroll. From the arc. Atlanta again missing. And we're trailing by 3. Here's Lamb. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Well, it's been said time and time again that this building is not only one of the loudest in the league, but it most approximates a college environment with the energy, and that's a huge help for the Thunder.
And it really is deafening talking about the volume of this OKC crowd when their team is rolling. Definitely has an impact on how they are able to win at home.
And the first one at the line is good. Well, the Thunder were able to dominate here last season. Clark 34 home wins, which tied them for most out west.
And that was one off the league best of 35 home wins by my favorite franchise in the NBA, the Indiana Pacers.
Yes.
No team has ever had an easy time coming in here and escaping with a win against this Thunder squad.
He hits both from the stripe.
Jeremy Lamb has been playing well. He has 9 points, and he's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And that may not be the first thing people notice about his performance, but those are important points nonetheless.
Korver kicks to Carroll. Dishes to Teague.
You have to give the Hawks a lot of credit for what they did last season. They knew they were going to lose some players and have to hit the reset button and recalibrate a bit, but they did so quite smoothly.
Well, for the Hawks, it's been 2 years of big names like Joe Johnson and Josh Smith leaving. But, Steve, they still remain competitive.
Well, they always seem to have a backup plan in place for whenever a star player leaves. And really, this has been the plan all along, the foresight to create space and picks and cap room. They're trying to build something special here. And, of course, it takes time.
Russell Westbrook in for Oklahoma City. Hits the second from the line.
Now, they should be looking at a three-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
Left side Durant. Ibaka sets the pick for Durant to tie it up. No luck. So Atlanta will take it the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. Teague the pass to Korver. Teague dishes to Korver. Millsap a screen on Durant. Carroll kicks to Millsap. Lets it go from deep, and that one's good.
I love it when a player like this shakes off a poor first half and comes back strong like he has, showing a lot of confidence in his game.
Now here's Westbrook. Perkins dishes to Jackson. The baseline J. That one's in there. The Hawks lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Durant.
He has not lost his focus today. Even when things haven't gone his team's way, he's still bringing it.
Millsap sets the pick for Teague. He kicks it to Millsap. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. 14 points for Paul Millsap.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And it's not just great offense, Clark. The defense is really lacking. Not enough energy on their closeouts.
Now here's Westbrook. Looking for Perkins. He gets it there. Shoots from the right block. And yes, sir, that one drops. Teague with the ball. Millsap a screen on Westbrook. Teague the pass to Millsap. Back to Teague. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. They get Russell Westbrook.
Just an amazing game for Teague. He's got 26 points and a huge helping of assists as well.
Now, he's a maestro, Clark. I mean, the conductor of this offense, putting on a fantastic performance.
The first free throw is good.
A lot of high hopes for the Thunder heading into last season's playoffs, and it didn't go quite as they had planned.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. The Thunder would come back from the first round scare nicely as they got rid of the Clippers in the second round.
And it looked like they would be in for a good fight against the Spurs in the conference finals, but just kind of faded away as that series went on. And I think that was more what San Antonio did than what the Thunder didn't do.
They played their best basketball with Spurs, obviously, late in the season.
They raised it. Each series, it seemed as though they got to another level.
They hit it at the right time. And here is Teague. Serge Ibaka making his last triple. Here's Carroll. Rejected by Ibaka. They get it back, and the shot is good. And that's 15 points for Horford. Thunder trailing by 5. Westbrook kicks to Perkins. Back to Westbrook. Great D that time from Teague. For Atlanta, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the 4th. Carroll dishes to Korver. Top of the key, Teague. Thunder with the rebound. Perkins got 3 rebounds now in this one. Perkins with the screen for Westbrook. Outside Jackson. Pass to Perkins. Stolen. Oh, and here comes Korver all alone. And he gets it to go. Now it's a 7-point Hawks lead.
Straight to the bucket with a nice head of steam.
Well, no reason to slow it down when there's nothing in the way.
Ibaka sets the pick for Durant. Ibaka outside. Inside to Perkins. Atlanta with the rebound. They've led by as many as 14 points. Carroll passes to Horford. Now here's Teague. Horford with a screen on Perkins. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
You know, since halftime, he's been hesitant with the ball in his hands. First half, he was flawless with his decision-making, but not so here in the second.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Without question, Jeff Teague displaying his skills today.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
Thunder trailing by 7. Outside Westbrook. It's Durant on the wing. Al Horford with the rebound. Horford's got rebound number 8 now on the night. The Hawks working the ball around. Here's Korver. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
It's Westbrook with the drive. It's Durant on the wing. In low to Ibaka. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Durant's got 6 assists in the game.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Now here's Teague. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Teague's got 15 points here in the second half. Westbrook kicks to Jackson. Here's Durant, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket. Clark, they can burn some clock if they want to.
Yeah, and maybe buy a little oxygen while they're doing it.
Here's Teague, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Great job taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there.
Jeff Teague, 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that stretches their lead to 8. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 9-point ball game.
Boy, you have to like how he's challenging the defense now in the second half. Getting to the line for a lot of free throw opportunities.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're trailing by 9. 1:49 left in the game. .149 left here in the fourth quarter. Teague against Westbrook. Outside Durant. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Durant's got 39.
What a quarter for him at the offensive end. He's ignored the scoreboard and continued to go out there and do his thing.
Here's Horford. Sinks that one from the post. And the Hawks lead by 9. Oklahoma City's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Outside Westbrook. Pass to Durant. Fires it up. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
Another good pass, and their offensive execution has been impressive, to say the least.
The last 4 field goals have been assisted. Yeah, passing has kept the defense off balance, but to get assists, you got to make the shots.
It's Westbrook with the drive, and that one's good. And now it's only a 5-point Hawks lead.
Beautiful ball movement again.
Last 5 trips, they've all ended with a great pass. leading to a basket, Steve. I mean, they are really sharing the basketball.
Offensive rebound. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Nice soft touch to drop that one in.
Durant in the corner. Durant drawing the double team. The drive by Jackson. It's good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
The defense playing way too soft there, guys. He's just getting right to the rim.
And so they foul intentionally.
Shooting for Atlanta. Kyle Korver. 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
Oklahoma City has gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your will against the defender. He came to play.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Perkins. Perry Jones comes in for Kevin Durant. Anthony Morrow's checked in for Reggie Jackson. And Jeremy Lamb subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Atlanta's gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the 4th. And he commits the intentional foul.
Teams in the penalty. At the line for the Hawks, Dennis Schroeder. Taking 2 shots.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Perkins, he's checked in for Adams. Durant comes in for Perry Jones. Jackson, he's checked in for Anthony Morrow. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Lamb. Atlanta also making some changes here. Al Horford is checked in for Perilantich. Millsap comes in for Payne. And Damari Carroll subbed in for Kent Bazemore. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're down by 6. 20 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Teague is checked in for Atlanta. And Westbrook, here we go. Ibaka, wide open, he fires. Good! And now they trail by just 4.
You know, when he gets rolling, guys, he can be an absolute handful to have to deal with. And right now, he is rolling strong.
Yeah, no question the right call at this point. You can't let them just dribble it out.
That's right. I mean, you've got to send them to the line and hope for a few misses.
2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And that ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those free throws.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. They get it back. From the arc. Missed. And so the Hawks take the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Paul, congratulations on this win. It seemed like this game was getting away from you at points. What does the team take away from this game in terms of experience?
You know, we got to do a better job of executing down the stretch. You know, as simple as that. Just glad we got this win. We just can't let these things happen in the future.
An escape from some mistakes, Paul. Well done, guys.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jeff Teague.